Okay, everyone, welcome to week 4. We're in chapter 3 of SimNet, and we are going through our guided project 3-1. And in this project, you're going to be customizing an online learning plan for Sierra Pacific Community College District. And this is really cool because you're going to be adding a cover page, you're going to be working a lot with styles, table of contents, header and footer. And I really especially like the table of contents section of this and modifying that. At my most recent position prior to teaching, I was in charge of the department's student handbook. And so I put together a really cool interactive student handbook using table of contents where you could actually click on the table of contents area and it would hyperlink right to that page in the document. So a lot of cool, impressive things you can do for your boss or whatever. You could even, I was thinking you could use this as, let's say you were putting together like a recipe book or something and wanted to have a table of contents or a hyperlink to something. So there's just tons of things you can do with this, and knowing these skills just even in this week will set you apart significantly when going through. So, set you apart like when you're working apart from your colleagues. Anyway, you'll be a rock star. So I think it's a lot of fun, but I think a lot of this is a lot of fun. So here we go. We're gonna do some stuff on here. So I'll go through, and I really want you to pay attention to how I download and save my start file on this particular project. It says it's very important. And I'll make a note also on best practices for saving files as we go through. Okay, so I have my SimNet, and of course I have a little bit of extra work to do. Honestly, I don't do these every time as I go through because I have done them so many times. I could probably know like the back of my hand all these independent projects. Anyway, so we'll start with guided project 3-1. And I have already downloaded and printed my instruction file, so you can do that as well. You can either open it or save it somewhere, and you'll want to grab that before we start. So pause me if you need to and get that. And then we're going to get our start file. And I don't know if I had explained this the last time. You do have the option when you get your start file and you go through, if you ever want to save your project like it's in progress, you can always go over here to upload and save, and it'll give you two choices. One choice will be, do you want to submit? Yes, submit. No, save it. And you can hit no. Oh, sorry about that. Rendering another video here that we don't need. So okay, so you do have the option to, once you're done, and this would open up for you, upload and save. So you upload your file and you can say no, I'm not ready, or yes, submit. And if you're not ready, you can say no, and it'll actually save the file for you under previous attempts down here. So that's a good way to save your file if you're going to be taking it with you. You're working on a school computer and then you go home, rather than using a thumb drive or even a SkyDrive or OneDrive like I was saying before. This is a great option to just keep your files kind of hanging out here in SimNet. But you do need to remember, you always need to do your save or your save as, so you can always find your file. And I do really recommend that you always save on your desktop or save on your documents in a specified SimNet folder rather than in downloads, because it'll be easier to find them. So on this particular one, we're going to make sure that we save it in the right place. We want to do our start file. We want to open that up, so I'm going to open it with Microsoft Word. Okay, you can either save it first or open it up. It kind of does the same thing. You'll notice that your download is up in this upper right hand corner while it's kind of launching, and then I've got Word starting up here. And it does say on step 2, because this project includes customizing document properties, be sure to save the start file using save as command, not the save command, before you continue to the next instruction. So we'll need to make sure to do this. Now remember, when you open it up here, sometimes you're in protected view, so you either need to enable editing, or up here you need to go to view and then enable editing. So I've got mine showing right here. I'll just click on enable editing so that I can actually see this document, like what it's maybe supposed to look like. Okay, here we go. That looks like something a little bit better. So we'll need to do our save as before we continue. So, okay, when I save mine, I like to make sure it's always in the same place. So I'm actually going to go to my documents and I'll make a folder. So you can either do documents, you can do desktop. Just make sure it's consistent for you where you're saving it. So just so you saw, I went to File, Save As, and we need to make sure to save it as something. So I'm going to go to my computer and then I'm going to go to my documents. Okay, and for me I'll just go to Spring 2015 Teaching and I'll put it in there just for myself. Okay, now I have my document saved. Okay, that was step 2. Step 3, add document properties. So we're going to click the File tab to open the Backstage view. That's where we were just at. So the blue File tab. And now we want to click Show All Properties in the Properties area. So that's over on the right hand side here. We've got the Properties drop down here, but we've also got down at the very, very bottom this Show All Properties option. Okay, and that just gives us all our expanded list of options. And it says we want to add the following document properties. So you'll notice on SimNet instructions, anytime there's red text, it's what we're going to be typing in, and it's super important that you don't misspell anything because it will count you wrong for that. So under title, let's see, and you know, I'm sure if I start typing something wrong, everyone will be yelling at me across the computer. No, you're spelling it wrong. Okay, so here we go. We're going to type in online learning plan and our title, and then our company, get my cursor here, company down here is going to be Sierra Pacific Community College District. So Sierra Pacific Community College District. Okay, and our manager is Hasmik Kumar. I think I spelled that name right. And now in step D it says click the back arrow to return to the document. Okay, so we should have everything there. Up in the upper left hand corner we'll click the back arrow and we'll get back into our document. Okay, now we want to modify content control fields on the cover page. So this is our cover page here. And you can see that we have some different content control fields. If you click on them, they get these little like folder tabs almost, and that's indicating a content control field. So it says press Control Home to move to the top of the document if needed, and that's just something good to know. If you ever need to get back home, you just hit go Control Home and you'll get back to the very top, but we're already there. So now we want to, in step 4B, it said the Austin built-in cover page has been inserted before the first page of the document. So this is our Austin cover page. Step C, click the subtitle content control field handle and press delete. Okay, so document subtitle down here, and that's the one I had selected before, but we don't need the subtitle document control field, so we are going to just click delete. And if you accidentally do something wrong as I'm going through, go ahead and pause me and just hit your undo button up here in the upper left hand very top, if you can see the undo whatever, and go back as many steps as you need to catch up. Okay, step 4D, delete the blank line after the title field. Okay, so this is our title, and then we have a blank line here, and the way that I saw that is I have my show and hide on. So this is your show and hide button. If it's not on, showing all these little symbols, you'll want to make sure you can turn it on so you can see where your extra space is. So we're going to we're going to delete the blank line after the title field. Delete it because we don't need it. And now we want to select the title field and change the font size to 48 points. So this is our title field. Okay, and right now it's up here 36 points. We want to change it to 48 points. So we're going to make it nice and big. And incidentally, if you ever are in a field and you want to get out of the field, you can just put your cursor somewhere sort of in the gray space off the page, and you'll get out of it. Okay, and step 4F, click the abstract content control field and type. So we need to type all of that red text in very carefully. And so this is our abstract here, and in this kind of brownish gray area, and all we need to do is just click on it. If we just click on it, it highlights the text. We don't even need to take time to hit backspace or delete. We can just start typing over the top of it, and it will clear out that text. So that's kind of nice. So we'd go, this report was developed by the Online Learning Task Force at Sierra Pacific Community College District to review and update the district's Okay, so I have that all typed in. And now step 4G, I'm going to select the abstract field and change the text alignment to left and apply italic formatting. So we're going to select we're going to click on where it says abstract, and that selects all of our text. And instead of being center aligned, we want it to be left aligned. So up here in our paragraph area, we're going to left align it, and then we are going to apply italic formatting, which is right over here on our font group area. So we'll make it italics. And now on 4H, click the author content control field handle and press delete. So we don't need an author on this one. My name is appearing because my name is associated with this version, my word at home. So author content control field, we don't need it. So I'm just going to click where it says author, and I'm going to press delete. And then that field is gone. Okay, moving on to step I, 4I. With the insertion point on the blank line where the author field was deleted, click the quick part button, which is in the insert tab text group. Okay, so we've got our cursor right here, and I didn't delete this whole box before. I just deleted, and I'll go back a step, I just deleted the author content control field. So I just clicked on the word author and hit delete, and it left everything else. So our insertion point is there. Now we want to click the quick parts button, and it tells us where that's at. That's on the insert tab text group. So we'll go to our insert tab up here, and then over to our text group, which is on kind of the middle right, and we have all these options for quick parts. If we click the button, and we want to select the document property, select document property and select manager. So what we're doing here is we're changing it from our name to whoever the manager is, okay? So we're going to go to document property and then go down, not author because that's us, we want to go down to manager. So we're going to get Hasmik Kumar in there, and again, basically, you know, our manager Hasmik, we're going to give him credit for this document, put him in there. And then we also want to apply bold formatting to the manager document property field. So since we have it selected, we can also click on the word manager and go home and make it bold under the font group, or you could also have just pressed Control B. We'll make it bold. Okay, step 5, apply styles to the document. Okay, so we want to apply the heading 1. Now styles you have to be really careful of. There's applying styles and there's modifying existing styles. So we need to be really careful in reading what we're doing. 5A says apply the heading 1 style to all of the main headings, and those are the ones in all caps and bold in the document. Do not include information on the cover page. Okay, so heading 1 style to all of the main headings. So I'm just going to click out into my gray space to get out of my document field here, and I'm going to scroll down and see what they're talking about. So they say that the heading 1 are all those in caps and bold. Okay, so we see like this is in caps and bold and this is in caps and bold. So we're just going to apply heading 1 to those. And there's a couple of different ways to do that. Oh, and also you can see that these are subheadings: online course, hybrid course, television or teleweb course, so we are not selecting those. Those are not main headings. You could do format painter, you could multiple select. If you select this top one, you can go to heading 1 up here and click it in the styles area. You could go down to the next one and do the same. Go to heading 1. That is certainly a fine way to do it. I'm going to go down. Planning process is my next one. You could select it, and then you could go down to the next one and hold down your control key to select the next one and the next one, so on and so forth. I'm just going to make this easy and highlight it and click heading 1, and then go down to my next one. Highlight it and then click heading 1. And then I'm going to go down, find something that looks like caps and bold. Keep going. Is that it? Whoop, that's our last one. So the one, where are we now with online learning with our last header? Okay, main heading, our last main heading 1. So that was step 5A. So 5B, apply the heading 2 style to all subheadings, and subheadings are those that are underlined in the document. Okay, so anything like the main underline ones. This one right here, how our course and program selected for online delivery, looks like a subheading to me, so I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to go up to heading 2 and apply a heading 2. Go down to leadership management of online learning, apply heading 2. And online learning offerings and programs, apply heading 2. And what student support services are currently available to online learning students, heading 2. Okay, and we'll keep going with how are faculty members trained, heading 2. What tech support services are available for faculty, staff, and students, heading 2. What research is there about, heading 2. And that should do it for us. Okay, so and then I just clicked in the white space to sort of deselect my last thing. Okay, that was heading 2. 5C, on the second page of the document, select the title Online Learning and Plan and apply the title style. Okay, so we're going to go back up to our page 2. So that's page 1, this is page 2. What are we looking at? Second page, select the title Online Learning Plan and apply the title style. Okay, so Online Learning Plan, oh of course, it's the title of the document. So we'll highlight this Online Learning Plan at the top, and we're going to apply the title style. Now if for some reason on yours, here's my title style, if you don't see title, you can always go down to this More button on styles and click it, and you can see all your options. So if it's not one that's available, make sure that you're looking for more options. So I'm going to click the title style and apply it. It's kind of nice looking there. And then 5D, on the second page of the document, select the subtitle Sierra Pacific Community College District and apply the subtitle style. Okay, so this is our Sierra Pacific Community College District. We're going to go over, and next to title is subtitle, and apply the subtitle style. Okay, step 6, insert a table of contents into the report. Click in front of the main heading in the document, purpose of this plan, and insert a page break. Okay, so we are going to go and put our cursor in front of purpose of this plan, click there, and insert a page break. So we want to, basically our online learning plan this is where we're going to be inserting our table of contents. So to insert a page break, we go to our insert tab, right, because we're inserting something, and then over on the left hand side we just have the page break option. Okay, and when we do that, it moves purpose of this plan to its own page, own next page, and we can see that we've got our page break in there. Now, on the second page of the document, click directly after the subtitle and press enter. So we want our table of contents to appear before our page break, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to put our cursor right after the word district, okay, and press enter. Okay, so now we're on a new line, And in step C, with the insertion point on the blank line below the subtitle, click the Table of Contents button, which it's telling us is on the References tab, Table of Contents group. And you can see figure 3-84, which tells you where it is. So we want to go to the References tab. And the good way to think of this is anywhere you're going to have references. Table of contents, not footers, indexes, citations, those sorts of things are what's contained here. So now we want to go to the Table of Contents button on the left-hand side. And if we click it, we have a bunch of options. And for this particular one, they want us to select Automatic Table 2. And so we've got Automatic Table 1, Automatic Table 2, and these are just kind of pre-formatted styles. So if you just want to pick one of those, or you can customize your style if you want to get fancy later on down the road. But I'll pick Automatic Table 2. And when I click on that, you can see that it very nicely formats a table of contents for me with page numbers and headers according to what's in there. And if you go back to Table of Contents, you can see that it looked for anything that said heading 1 and made that sort of this left justified, and then anything that we had specified as heading 2, it indented a little bit. So it really made this nice for us. Okay, step E. Select the words Table of Contents in the Table of Contents and apply black text 1 font color. So we want to change this to a black text 1 font color. We will just highlight those words. We will go Home, and we will find our font colors over here under our font group, and we will look under our theme colors for black text 1. Make sure you kind of hover over and make sure you have the right color. So I will click on that, and it has made my Table of Contents black. And it says in step F, if there's a blank line between the subtitle and Table of Contents, delete it. So if for some reason yours has another blank line here, it would be with this paragraph symbol. If it has another blank line, make sure you delete it. Mine does not. Okay, step 7, insert footnotes into the document. On the third page of the document, position the insertion point after Web Enhanced Course. So this is our first page, this is our second page. We're going to go down to our third page, and we see the words Web Enhanced Course here. And we want to position our insertion point after Web Enhanced Course. So we're going to just put our cursor right after the E in those words, after the E. And then we want to click the Insert Footnote button, which is on the References tab, Footnotes group. So References tab, Footnotes group, we're going to insert a footnote, and the footnote reference marker then appears down at the bottom. And let's see, position at the bottom of the page in the footnotes area. Step C, in the footnotes area, type, and this will be our words in red that we'll type very carefully. Just for clarification, this is a non-OL course that uses OL tools. So they're saying that this Web Enhanced course up above is a non-online course that uses online tools, just as an FYI. So we'll say, just for clarification, this is a non-capital OL course that uses OL tools. And our period is in red, so we will include that. Step D, on the third page of the document, position the insertion point after Future of Online Learning, and it tells us first body paragraph, second sentence. So first body paragraph up here, second sentence, and it's after, let's see, Future of Online Learning. So I see those words, Future of Online Learning. I'm going to get my insertion point right there after the G in Learning. And now we want to click the Insert Footnote button, and in the footnote area type, and that's going to be our red text. So we'll go back to our footnotes and insert footnote. And it gives us another footnote down below, and you'll notice it made this footnote number 1 because it appears earlier than the other one. So we will type online learning will be, oops, wow, online learning will be, oh, and I capitalized my L. You have to type very carefully. Learning will be referred to as OL throughout this document, period. Okay, so this footnote becomes footnote 1 and the other footnote automatically becomes footnote 2. That's what I had told you earlier. Okay, so now we're going to jump over to step 8. We need to modify the footnote number format. So we've decided that we don't like this to be a 1 and a 2. You can see it very subtly in there. We want them to be Roman numerals. So we're going to click the Footnotes launcher to open the footnote and endnote dialog box. So remember, anytime we're talking about a launcher, we're up in this little right-hand corner of our box area, and we're going to click it so that we have our options. And we want to select the Roman numerals from the numbers format drop-down list. So in the middle, we've got our number format 1, 2, 3 currently. We want to click that and change it to our lowercase Roman numerals. And now we want to click Apply to close the dialog box and apply the number format change. So we need to make sure every time that we're applying it, not necessarily inserting it, because that's going to insert another one. We're just applying the change. So we'll click Apply. Okay, and that changed our numbers to Roman numerals. And now on step 9, insert and modify content in the header. So we want to position our insertion point at the top of the table of contents page. So we'll go back up to our table of contents page. And we are going to position our insertion point at the top of the table of contents page. So essentially we can put our cursor right before our O in online learning. And click the page number button on the Insert tab, Header and Footer group. So go back to our Insert tab, Header and Footer group, and we want a page number. So we're going to click page number there, and we want to select top of page and select bold numbers 3 from the drop down list. So we want our top of page. If we just highlight over that, then we have a bunch of options. And what do they want us to select? Bold numbers 3 from the drop down list. So you can see we actually have a scroll bar right here. We can kind of left click and hold it, and we get lots of other options, and we want to pick bold numbers 3 from the drop down list. So we'll grab it, and you can see that it inserted our page number for us, page 1 of 5. Now it does ask us in step D to delete the blank line below the page number, and that is our blank line here next to our paragraph symbol. If we just press delete, put our cursor in front of it and press delete, it'll go away. Now that's a very important step on 9D, because if you accidentally were reading ahead and you missed that step, it could throw a bunch of other things off. So this is why we talk about how SimNet is very picky. Step 9E, select the text in the header and change the font size to 10 points. So we want our page number to just be 10 points. We'll select it. We'll jump back to our Home tab, and we will select 10 points under our font size. Step 10, insert and modify content in the footer. So now we're going to go over to the footer. It says with the header still open, click the Go to Footer button. So we need to go back onto the Header and Footer Tools Design tab. This is the green tab over at the right. And we want to go to Footer under Navigation right here in the middle. Go to Footer. Let's see, I lost my place. Okay, so we're now in the footer, and we want to insert some quick parts. So we'll click the Quick Parts button, which is on the Header and Footer Design tabs tools, and we'll go over to Quick Parts under the Insert area, and it wants us to select Document Property and then Company. So Document Property and then down to Company. We'll click that, and we get our Sierra Community College District company title there. And, oh wait, I apologize. Step back, click the Quick Parts button, and select Document Property and then Title. That's what we want on the left, is the title. So I made a mistake. I'm going to delete this out. I click Company, get my footer back in there, get my Quick Parts, Document Property, and we want Title. Title, not Company yet. That was step B. Now in step C, press the right arrow once to deselect the document property field. We'll be doing this a lot, so you'll click just your right arrow button, not your clicker on your mouse, but your right arrow button to get out of your document property. And then we want to press Tab to move to the center preset. So we'll go Tab once, and that gets us in the center of our document. And then this is where we want to click the Quick Parts button and select Document and then Company. So Quick Parts, Document Property, and Company. So we want Company in the middle. Now we'll need to right arrow again to get out of it, press Tab to get to the right preset tab, and we're going to type last modified colon and space once. Last modified, oh, not a capital M, colon and space once. And now we want to click the Date and Time button, which is in the Header and Footer Design tab, Insert Group, to open the Date and Time dialog box. So we're there. We're just going to go over, instead of Quick Parts, we're going to go to Date and Time. And we have all of our date and time options. We want to select the first date format, and it's already selected for us, and deselect the Update Automatically checkbox. Okay. So we do not want it to update automatically. Mine's already not selected, so I won't worry about doing anything there. We just say OK, and it inserts the date. Now, if we're not updating automatically, it will not update every time we open. It'll stay that date. So we maybe want a historical, when did we create this document? We just want it to show up all the time. Now we want to select the text in the footer on step J and change the font size to 10 points. So we will select it all, we'll go home, and we'll change it from 10.5 to 10. Okay, so that made it just a little bit smaller. Now we want to click the Close Header and Footer button. So that's back in our Header and Footer Design tab that's green over here. And this big red X for Close Header and Footer will get us out of the header and footer. And the header and footer always show up kind of grayed out when we're looking at our document. Okay, step 11, insert a page break. Position the insertion point before the last subheading, How are courses and programs selected for online learning delivery, on the first body page of the report. Okay, so first body page of the report is this one, and we want to find how are courses and programs selected for online learning. Let's see. How are courses and programs selected for online learning delivery, and we want to place our insertion point before the last subheading. So we'll get our cursor right there before the H. And this time, instead of inserting our page break manually, we're going to press Control Enter to insert our page break. So this is a little keyboard shortcut, Control Enter. Hold down the Control while you press Enter, and it puts a page break right there for us. Let's see, now step 12, update the table of contents. Now that we made some changes, we want to update the table of contents. We move some things around on the pages. So we get back up to our table of contents, and we want to click on it. So we're just going to click on the words table of contents, and it brings it up for us in a little field here. And step B, click the update table button. So this is, it's either here, well, I'll do it the way it says. Okay, so we want to go to the References tab, Table of Contents Group, which is on the far left, and we want to update the table. Now it gives us an option every time. Where does updating the table of contents? What do you want to do? Do you want to update the page numbers only, or update the entire table? Since we put a page break in and we changed some things around, we want to update the entire table, and most often that's what I'm doing, is I'm updating the entire table because I've made a change somewhere else, but not always. So think about what you actually just did. Click the OK dialog box and update the table. Okay, now it was a very subtle change, but it basically changed one of our page numbers over here, I believe. It says under 12D, note, to ensure accurate grading, you must complete step 12 correctly. Check your work carefully. So make sure you've updated your table of contents, and then you can also spot check the answer key picture to make sure it sort of looks like what it should. And mine looks really good, I think. So I'm just going to click out of my table of contents. Now I'm going to go up, and this time I'm going to click on my little purple save button. Always save. Either Control S or click this little purple disk looking thing to save your work before you upload. It may not save your work and then you're in trouble. Okay, so we've saved our project file and now we want to submit it. So I'm just going to go, you can either close out or you can just go back to your to the internet. And oopsie, I got my thing wrong here. Okay, so we've got our submission page, and we can upload and save, and this is the place where if you weren't quite done you'd find your file and you'd sort of save it here, and I'll show you that. So we're going to upload and save, and then I'm going to go to my documents, my teaching folder, and I have my online learning plan. I'll click on it and I'll open it. So find your file, and now you have the option of no, I'm not ready, or yes, submit the file. And you can see down here it's under a saved file, so it automatically put the document I was working on under the saved file. If I say no, I'm not ready, it will retain that file here where I can download it later and work on it. But I'm fairly confident that I'm ready to submit the file this time, so yes, I will submit the file for grading, and we'll see how it turns out. Preparing our results, and woohoo, 100%. So do remember that if you got anything wrong, this is your answer key. It is not your submitted file, it's your answer key. So if you got something wrong over here, you can click down on these drop down arrows and see what you got partially correct or incorrect, and then go back and change them. You can also download your submitted file up here in the upper right hand corner, so you can work off of the one that you actually submitted. For me, it worked out this week, but like I said, if you didn't get something right, you can go back and adjust what you need to adjust. So okay, that was group project 3-1. Do let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully it all makes sense to you. Hopefully you learned a little something about table of contents. I really like working in them. You can get fancier too, like I said, and get some hyperlinks and some things in there, which maybe we'll go on to later on, but always kind of fun. So enjoy your week, and I look forward to talking to you if you have questions.